Hello folks, Steven here and welcome into TK Power Sports. This is an exciting one because we get to talk about this, the brand new Honda Pioneer. And a brand new Honda Pioneer does not come around very often, and there's a ton to talk about, including throttle-by-wire, a brand new full cab HVAC model, and more, so make sure you stay tuned. "2026 marks 10 years since the Honda Pioneer 1000 was introduced, and now we have a brand new model to talk about. So the lineup for 2026 and the new Pioneer 1000 consists of three models. You have the Pioneer 1000 Deluxe, the Pioneer 1005 Deluxe, that's the 5-seater, and then you have the all-new Pioneer 1000 Elite, and the Elite model has the full cab and full HVAC system. And now let's go over the details. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to run down the list of all the new things for 2026 because there's a lot, but there is one major thing that has stayed the same, and that is the powertrain. So the engine is still a 999cc liquid-cooled parallel twin 4-stroke engine. So they did not change the power plant, but they did change how you get to the power from that engine, and that's because they introduced a new throttle-by-wire system. So there is no longer a physical linkage between your throttle pedal and the engine. That is now run by a computer, and one of the advantages there, it has allowed Honda to now add different drive modes to the Pioneer and cruise control and speed limiting. And I talked engine, but what about transmission? Well, this is also still the 6-speed dual clutch automatic. And now let's go down the list of everything that's new for 2026, and it really is a lot. So of course, all new exterior styling, improved body panel attachments for reduced noise. The roof comes standard now on the Pioneer. So there's a new cargo bed with Pro Connect compatibility. So that is Honda's accessory lineup. So of course, like every other manufacturer does, this bed has been designed to accept all kinds of different accessories right from the get-go. Now the cargo bed on the 3-person version also features integrated divider slots to facilitate load organization. So yes, there are different beds, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So the fuel cap and dump bed lever have been relocated for easier access. There's a new formed ROPS for easy integration. So yes, the roll cage is new. To simplify maintenance, the air filter is now easier to access, says Honda. There's extensive weather sealing to various components to prevent the amount of heat and noise that reaches the vehicle occupants, and that's going to keep coming back up. They talk about making it quieter and getting rid of the heat, and I'll speak to that one personally. I never noticed the Pioneer being that much louder than the competition, but the heat that would come up through the seats, that was a very real issue. You hit one little puddle, and 4 seconds later, you felt your butt getting really warm from all that steam, and that's something the Pioneer really did worse than the competition, so I'm happy to see Honda seems to have addressed that over and over as we're reading these things. They also say they've added insulation to further reduce heat intrusion, and air paths from the engine compartment to the driver passenger have been blocked. So again, they're really trying to keep the heat out. I appreciate that. There are new safety net mounts entirely to the vehicle door for simpler egress and ingress. There's improved electric power steering motors for responsive, intuitive handling, says Honda. There's an updated instrument panel layout with new switches, a new USB-C port in the glove box, new underseat storage, 6 cup holders up from 4, standard fuse box and bus bar on every single Pioneer 1000. New LED headlights are also coming on this model. A relocated bed light for overhead illumination of your cargo, a brand new meter in front of you with the 5-inch LCD screen that's 25% larger than the one it replaces. There's new intake resonators for noise reduction, the new throttle-by-wire system I mentioned, 4 different drive modes up from 2 because there was simple drive modes before, and now we also have cruise control and that variable speed limiter. So that's all the differences, and now we'll get into some more details. Let's look at the beds now. So if you go for the Pioneer 1000 Deluxe, which is a 3-seater, you are getting a brand new bed, which is 34.8 inches long, 54.2 inches wide, and 12.1 inches tall. That is 2.6% larger overall than the bed it replaces. Now, the bed on the 5-seat Pioneer is 36 inches long, 45 inches wide, and 10.2 inches high. But you have to mention that when you go for that 5-seat Pioneer, you are getting Honda's exclusive quick flip seat system, which allows you to change those back seats into bed space and then vice versa. So you get to choose whether you want more bed or more seating, but you do have to choose one or the other. Let's go over the overall sizing now, and most of these numbers haven't changed for the new model. For instance, the 80.2-inch wheelbase, that has stayed the same for the new Pioneer 1000. The new 5-seat model is 118.9 inches long, while the 3-person version is 119.1 inches long. Both of these models are listed at 64 inches wide, and previously Honda always listed the Pioneer 1000 at 63 inches wide, so 1 extra inch of width there. Ground clearance on the new models is 13 inches and 13.8 on the 3-seat version, so the 3-seater gets a little bit more clearance. And then finally, with all standard equipment, required fluids, and a full tank of fuel, the weight here is 1,920 pounds for the 5-seat version and 1,781 pounds for the 3-seat version. And fuel capacity comes in at 8.1 gallons. One number that jumped out to me is the turning radius, because for the previous model, Honda listed turning radius at 13.8 feet, and for the new model, Honda lists turning radius at 15.4 feet, so that actually got worse. When it comes to suspension, things are basically the exact same. The new model has fully independent, long travel, double wishbone front and rear suspension. It uses KYB shock absorbers and dual rate springs. Wheel travel on both configurations, 3 and 5-seater, is 10.6 inches in the front and 10 inches in the rear, which was the exact same as the outgoing model. Stopping power has been upgraded on the new models as well. All 2026 Pioneer 1000 versions have the same 230mm discs and heavy-duty brake calipers that were developed for the Pioneer 1006 crew model. So they brought out these bigger brakes when they introduced that big 6-seater, and now all of the Pioneers get those larger brakes. Now let's talk about pricing, because yes, with all of these new enhancements also comes a larger price tag. So the brand new 2026 Pioneer 1000 Deluxe will start at $20,999 in the US. If you step up to the Deluxe True Timber Altera Camo, you're going to spend $21,799. And then there's the Pioneer 1005 Deluxe, which starts at $22,399. And if you outfit that with the camo, you're talking about $23,199. And as a reminder, last year the Pioneer 1000 started at $17,599, so it's a couple thousand more expensive than it was before. And for my Canadians, the Pioneer 1000 will start at $29,935 in Canada, while the 1005 model will sell for $32,935 Canadian. And now we can take a deeper dive on this, the Pioneer 1000 Elite. And yes, it's getting that full cab plus heating and air conditioning as standard equipment. It also gets things like a rear sliding window, Honda's intelligent 4-wheel drive system, hill start assist, Showa shock absorbers, which are different than the other model, and a stabilizer bar. And these things have been added primarily because this is going to be a heavier unit, so it's going to handle differently, and Honda had to do something to deal with that. So yes, you're getting different shocks and a stabilizer bar. There's a dedicated dash layout that's different here on the full cab model, and of course painted body panels for that more premium look. For weight capacities, Honda says this Pioneer 1000 is good for 2,500 pounds of towing and 1,000 pounds in the bed. And finally, you want to know what it costs, but Honda isn't telling us yet. Right now, all they say is that the price is to be determined. Now, for availability, they say that the 2026 Pioneer 1000 Deluxe should become available in May of 2026, so May of this year. And then for the Elite model, all they say right now is late 2026. So if you want that full cab, you're going to be waiting longer. And you know what, folks? that is it for this video. That's a lot of information, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot more. In fact, Honda has invited me to go ride the brand new Pioneer coming up real soon, so I'm going to be bringing you guys some videos here on the channel on that model. If you have questions, please drop them down there in the comments on this video, and I'll make sure I take them with me when I go to test out that new Pioneer and bring you guys that content. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I think it's exciting that there's a new Pioneer. I said it off the top. These things don't come around that often, so always fun to get something brand new. So with that, folks, go below, leave me that comment, let me know what you think. As always, hit like, hit subscribe, and come right back here to the channel and see what we're testing next. See ya.